Spontaneous, haven't done the early in a little while. So wanted to say hey and see if anybody was out here hanging out, wanted to want to chat, say hey, because that's what I'm all about, right? Man, lots been going on. A lot has been going on since I dropped in. And the main thing is that the Hotness Unleasher show is coming up on Saturday, right? 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. We're going to be here, and I want to get the crust off. Melissa, you're welcome to come in if you want. But yeah, just trying to loosen up a little bit. It's a lot going on, and trying to stay in front of it, and a little nervous to be honest. I'm always a little jittery now that the Hotness Unleasher show is only once a month, and it takes a different kind of thing. Hey, David. Welcome to hanging out here. I'll go ahead and put our chats on the. Hey, Nathan. Man, you guys are all the best. You guys are the best. Ah. Oh, you got those. Hi, Carla. Okay, you guys are here. All right. Hotness Unleasher show, Saturday. That's what we're talking about, right? We're just getting the crust off. Paul, welcome to hanging out. Vanna Durga, that's a new name. I don't know you yet. Welcome to Trevor's Spontaneous Live Show, and me just trying to loosen up. Asher, welcome tonight, man. I guess I hit the gold mine tonight, man. Everybody's turning out. This is awesome. All right, so if anybody knows Michael Sweatman, he is officially slated to be a guest on the Hotness Unleasher show on Saturday, but I can't get a hold of him. I'm sad about that. So I may only have 7 unless I can find another backup person. And I need that. So if anybody's listening tonight, Asher, you haven't been on the show. Paul, we don't know each other really. Vanna Durga, never met you before in my life. So, Nathan's going to be there. So I would really love to have somebody in the wings if possible. So get in touch with me if that is something that you wanna do. Yeah, if we've got no worries, Melissa, do not even sweat it. You got your show. We're totally good. Yeah, and David, if things are busted tonight on LinkedIn, I mean, why wouldn't they be? Right? I mean, why wouldn't they be? So yeah, so Michael Sweatman, and maybe he'll show up. Abhishek, welcome. Hi, how are you? Let me know. So, it's 8 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday morning. That is time. It's scheduled. You can find it. It's on my YouTube channel. Here, let's do a quick share screen. Let's just make that happen. Let me get that queued up here. So I don't share all kinds of crazy private stuff, but not that there is anything, but nonetheless, still gotta pay attention to those sorts of things. Let's go live. Here we go. All right. Here we go. I'm going to share that with us right now. Paul, yes, it is approximately an hour, but I need my guests to be available for about 90 minutes. I like to have people showing up around 7:30 a.m., 7:45, just to kind of get loose and kind of get warmed up. But you can find it on YouTube if you search Hotness Unleasher Studios or Hotness Unleasher Show. It's out there. It's totally scheduled and ready to go. Yeah, and absolutely hang out, Melissa, because Melissa's audio show is awesome, and I don't ever get to hang out there because I'm always just like in total shutdown mode on Saturday mornings. But yes, when I have shown up, it's been great. Her guests are awesome, and they always have really cool things to say and to talk about. And I love that is happening, and that she's committed to it and making it come together. So there's an outside chance that Michael will come, but I just haven't heard from him, and I'm nervous about that. So anyway, there we go. That's what we're talking about right now. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have Carissa Carner coming on the 344 live. And Melissa, you're the best, right? You just keep working. Love it. All right. So yeah. So Krista Carner will be on 344 Live tomorrow, and plan for that show is to yeah. Hey Paul, thank you. I will get in touch. Send me a DM, would you please? And we can talk it through. Or if you want to jump on the show right now, leave a comment and I'll invite you in and we can talk about all the details. Happy to do that. In fact, if you're willing, and you have a camera, that would be easy. We just kill it right now. But all right, where was I? 344 Live, right? So 344 Live. I had Rachel Pierce on the show. Now she's the SDR for AppViewX, but she's just awesome. Just such a great story of desire and putting herself out there and getting the training. And hi Tanya, and getting hired as an SDR for a good company, right? And they've been doing some layoffs, but so has everybody else, right? And Tanya, you were never a guest on 344 Live. Oh, no, sorry. No, you were on that. No, it was on the Hotness Unleashed show. Ooh. Okay. Hang on to that. The sorry, there's too much going on. You guys are just comment. I love it. All right. I gotta finish the story about Rachel. Right. So she was on yesterday and told her story and really stretched into kind of pitching her product, right? And as an SDR, I mean, the market doesn't like SDRs, does not like the SDR function, and it sucks, right? Like I sent out 188 emails that were supposed to be really great. I got 5 out of offices and 1 do not contact, and then and a block. So it's hard, man. It's hard to take that, right? But Rachel's on yesterday. Great show. 17 minutes. She nailed it, right? Just nailed it. And I was so happy that we got that done. And David, thank you for your comment there. Tomorrow is Carissa, and then we are going to wind up the first season at the end of next week. No, at the end of the month. My brain is just fried, and that's why I'm going to wind it down for season 1. We'll end up with, I think, 36 episodes unless somebody cancels. Hi D. And I think that's like a good amount for what that show is. And I really just want to get kind of step back from it a little bit and get a feel for, I don't know, that'll be 36, Nathan. And just what can we do better, right? And it's really hard to do that when you're doing it every day, right? Because I kind of got the rhythm now, kind of nailed down. But I want to really kind of figure out, okay, how do I improve it in an intentional way, right? And I did that with the Hotness show, right? Where I was able to, was able to really step back and say, okay, what are we going to do to make it better, right? And what are we going to do to take the best parts of what it was and make it even more. And Paul, I'm sending you an invite. If you want to join me here right now, that'd be great. Okay, well, I just sent it to you in the DM. So Paul, you're up if you want to hop in and we can talk all about Hotness show. But in any case, when I stopped the Hotness show in late November, and we had that finale, right? And the finale was really great. There was so much energy there, but it was so chaotic because everybody had so many people that they were announcing. I couldn't even keep track of it. And most of the people who got announced didn't even know. But there was so much energy there that it was, I wanted to capture that, right? So decided to go with a bigger group and to have it run faster, have me step out of it. I get plenty of time to talk, right? There's no shortage of my voice happening. And look at this. I have a guest tonight, Paul.
Hey, Trevor.
I can hear you, man. Awesome.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just kind of waxing poetic about the evolution of the Hotness Unleashed show. and what you have just signed up for to be my official backup. So, what do you know about the Hotness Unleasher show? Have you ever watched an episode?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much where like usually you have is it eight people?
It
Or is
was
it
8
like
people.
four? And they each
This
pick four people that are
Yep.
like doing incredible things.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to you, like, and not necessarily just incredible things like in general, but incredible things to you, right?
Oh, okay.
So, like, I mean, we can pick out these big influencers and all that, and that's fine. I mean, it's maybe they're being cool with you, and that's awesome if that's happening. But a lot of times, it's super fun to announce somebody who I don't know, it's just you have a relationship with, and to make it a surprise. And so I
Cool.
find that it's fun to invite them, right? Kind of give them a hint. Like that's the thing. Hi, Georgia. It's a pleasure.
Georgia.
I haven't seen you forever. So the you let them know like that day, right? Or maybe the day before. And you say, hey, so I'm going to be on the Hotness Unleasher show. You might want to show up, something like that, right? Just kind of give them a little, just a little bit of love. And what happens, and I've heard this anecdotally, I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard that when someone gets announced on the show, like they literally their notifications just explode. Yeah. So
I'm all for it. Let's do it.
yeah, that's super fun. All right, man. So let's just make it official that you'll be my if Michael shows up, great. We'll just have a bigger group. I got room for one more. So you'll be my 8th person or 9th, depending on. So I'll make sure that you're educated. All right. So what I need you to do, your homework is to pick 4 people who
Done.
are kind of outside, like everybody who's in the comments tonight, except for Daniel Hall, because I don't know him. And let's see, anybody else here? I think D hasn't been called out. I'm pretty sure. But mostly we want to kind of grow, like beyond sort of the boundaries of what the Hotness Unleasher community has kind of been, and it's not huge, but it's pretty active, and you sort of get to know who's makes a lot of noise in it, right?
Yeah.
And so we kind of want to like go out and find, and so you just send me your list. I'll let you know if anybody's like is already kind of part of it. And then what I'll do is tomorrow evening I'll set the agenda, right? So we'll do the rotation of like everybody in order, what we're going to do, and then everybody will get about 90 seconds to announce your person. And it's really about you, like your relationship with that person, like why you called them out, and just own it and share the love on them. That's it, man. I mean,
Yep.
it goes super fast. And yeah. So that's thank you for being there. That just warms my heart, because now it's complete. Because I don't know, you kind of get a vision and then you want to kind of hold to it. So what are you doing tonight, man? I mean, what brought you out to sit on a live?
I was just finishing up with the day. I was originally born and raised in Hawaii, but I moved to Florida last year, so it's like 10:25 here, and I was just gearing up to finish reading and head to bed. But I decided to hop on LinkedIn, and it worked out because I think I've been trying to connect with you over the past like few months, Trevor, because we're in like a group together. I think it's like that League of Legendary Creator group or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we were
Yeah.
supposed to connect, but
Okay.
it's okay. It's
Yeah.
I think
It's
you'll be
happening right
surprised.
now, man. It's happening right here,
Yeah.
right now. Awesome.
Perfect timing.
All right, sweet. So what are you doing in Florida? Why'd you move from Hawaii to Florida of all places?
Yeah, so the short answer is to change the world, and I started training with elite mentors in business and finance over the past year, and really one of my goals is, or I'd say the main goal is to help as many people as possible achieve financial freedom and live life on their terms and really change the financial system that we have here because it's pretty broken, as people can
Okay.
see over the past.
Okay. All right. So expand on that a little bit. Give me a little bit of background because I don't have your whole profile handy
Yeah.
right now, and I can't remember exactly kind of what your job is or how you make how you make money. So
Yeah.
how do you go about that?
So I guess background about me, born and raised in Hawaii. I grew up pretty unconventionally with my grandparents, and my mom was a single mom. And since I was 10, really, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. And
Okay.
what is I started going to college when I was 16, and a year later, both my grandparents passed away. My dad
Hmm.
passed away. My mom became medically disabled. So
Wow.
I kind of supported my family financially in Hawaii since I was 17 years old. And
Okay.
really, the finance thing started as really just for myself because I was financially illiterate. I didn't know a lot
Mm.
of things. And once I kind of did it for myself, I started helping other people. And yeah, I'm a financial strategist, and I create strategies for people to build generational wealth without risk and really just keep it for themselves and their family instead of giving it away.
Okay. All right. So do you so you have your own business? So is that like how do you get paid? So do I pay you a fee to set that up for me, or do you get like a percentage of my wealth? Or I mean, and those are the two ways that I know of. I mean, is there some other way that the guy in your
Yeah, so one of the things for me is it's really disrupting the way that the finance space worked. So I started in banking for 4 years. And one of the things that I saw was that the way that people got paid, I just thought was really excessive. They would charge you a fee to meet, and then you would get a percentage of like whatever the assets were, and then they would still have to create the strategy that you would have to pay for, and they get a cut. So I just eliminated the first two, and I meet with people, get a pretty good understanding of like where they're at, where they want to go, and
Mhm.
just um, what's important to them. And I create strategies to help them get there. And they actually don't pay me any money. I get paid through the companies that I represent, and yeah. So they get to keep most of their money. I don't think that it's if you look up the definition of the word fiduciary, it literally
Mhm.
means like in benefit of somebody else. And with the things that I see in the finance world right now, people are losing money, but their advisors are getting paid. These
Mhm.
firms are getting paid, and I don't think that that's a fiduciary. So yeah.
Yeah, that stinks. So nobody actually. This is the first time talked about this, but I spent a lot of time training myself on a technical analysis of stock charts,
Cool.
and I know a lot about that. And I invented my own system, um, and I named it interval convergence, and it doesn't work very well. So what are you gonna do, right? um so that's why I'm still working, but the I have always been fascinated by that. It should work. I don't know why it doesn't. It just doesn't. And it's like, mm, any case, the idea that the financial planner or the financial steward gets paid as a even though they're not making money, that sucks. I hate, that's a drag. That's why I tried to learn how to pick, because
Mm,
I didn't want to pay for, I didn't want to sit
yeah.
through like just colossal downswings in the market. I wanted to have a reason, like, or at least a rationale to you know to pull out. And in fact, it was funny. This is how bad it is. Okay. The other day, it was like 3 days before the SVB thing hit, right? And
Oh
and
boy.
and I just said, okay, I got a little extra cash. I'm gonna. It was been sitting in the trading account, and it needs to be invested. So I just plowed it all in, and then I just.
Yeah.
We're mostly back now. Tech stocks are actually starting to, they're holding up okay. That's all good. So do you deal like with stocks and stuff? Like, is that, or do you sell more like insurance type products or
It it really varies. I think for a lot of people right now, it the insurance products are popular just because people are kind of learning that the world's in a different place, I guess, than it kind of was. One of the things that I talk to people about all the time is like the truth of a lot of people. I think the biggest mistake that a lot of professionals make is that they talk to people about things that they don't understand. Like I don't know what's going on with the stock market. I'm not going to talk to somebody about the stock market because it's so crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
you had like people who are experts, like Kevin O'Leary, lose out due to the FTX crypto thing, and like
Mhm.
these people who are expert investors. So I think the whole thing, quite frankly, is, I mean, I don't doubt that there's people who make a pretty good living off of it, but it's usually
Yeah.
at the expense of other people, and that's just not um, how I operate.
Okay. All right. So what kinds of products are you representing typically, if not sort of stock related products?
Generally, a lot of it is insurance related, but I think it's really flipping the script in terms of how people view it. I think the way that it was viewed in the past was that people viewed it as like death insurance, but what it actually is it's the ultimate tax strategy. I think if you look at two constants in life, are death and taxes, and for many people, those two things create massive financial issue. Just take a look at all the GoFundMe's you see and all these type of things. And
Mhm.
when you look at it from like a financial perspective in terms of that context, it's so popular among the wealthy because it allows them to pass on wealth tax free. It allows you to maximize leverage.
Yeah, that's right because you can because because your life insurance payout is tax free payout,
Mhm.
right?
It's
And
even. Oh, go ahead.
no, that's I used to be licensed as a life insurance salesman, so I know a little, but it's been 20
Mhm.
15 years or more since
Yeah,
that was active. So I'm not fresh anymore.
yeah.
I know enough to be like stupid, and a little dangerous, but go ahead. No, I want to hear about it. It's very interesting to me.
No, yeah, it's evolved a lot. I mean, one of the biggest things that you're seeing or you've been seeing over the past couple years is so many people are running out of money or they're losing money in the market. And one of the things that people don't understand about the the big perk to insurance products is that there's certain like strategies that you can use where the reason how they're able to guarantee you only the upside of the market is because they don't actually participate in it, they mirror the index. So just using this as an example, like if the stock market's earning like 15%, maybe like the index will be like 9, 10%. So it's like you don't have as high of an upside as the stock market. But
Hmm.
where it's valuable is that where people are losing money, like I want to say last year the S&P lost like 25% or something. It was a
Yeah, it
pretty
was
big
pretty heavy.
loss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was gnarly. Yeah.
and my clients lost nothing. So the fact that you can, I mean, that's really the definition of compound interest when you look at it, is that you're if you're losing 25%, I think what a lot of people don't really kind of understand is that you need to go up 50 to kind of break even because you're down
Mm-hmm.
25.
Hmm.
And the greatest asset that you have when it comes to investing is your time and your health. And one of the questions that I'll always ask people, because that's the argument that you hear from people who are in the stock market or a lot of these advisors, is how much time do you want to waste waiting for the market to recover, or what if it doesn't, like, is that the are you willing to place like your family's livelihood on a what if? And
Hmm.
I think for me, I look at wealth differently than a lot of people. For me, I think there's no greater form of wealth than peace of mind. And I've been I've been actually chilling, when people are going crazy over the whole SVB thing and just
Hmm.
all the financial nonsense. Like, I'm just cruising along because when you understand kind of how the whole system works, and one of the things that I mentioned earlier is that this system is broken.
Hmm.
Um, it's a big reason is because people are playing by what the government wants you to do. And I just feel that if people knew the information that I have, that life would be very different for a lot of
Hmm.
people. So
Okay.
that's actually, yeah.
Well, there you go, man. So how are you getting the information out there? Like, what's your process there?
I've been speaking in some like incredible communities. I trained last year with Grant Cardone and
Mm-hmm.
10X, and a lot of my mentors are like massively successful. And it's really
Hmm.
just sharing like in public, basically anything that I can do. LinkedIn
Okay.
was kind of a interesting platform for me
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because social media was pretty something that I didn't want to do, would just say, just
Yeah.
because there's just so much misinformation, a lot of chaos. But LinkedIn's been very refreshing
Mm.
because it's such a positive platform, and I
It
made so
is.
many
Yeah.
incredible connections. And I think the reason that, or why I stayed on the platform, was gratitude was something that I started practicing last year. It's been probably about like a year and a half,
Hmm.
and I wrote an article last year that got featured in 8 global business and finance magazines like Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, and all these
Wow.
other news
Congrats.
outlets. And it talked about how I felt like people were one tragedy away from losing everything. And I
Mm.
wrote it in April. But if you go back and like read it, a lot of my friends were like, "Wow, you're like psychic," because it basically kind of predicted everything that happened with
Mm.
layoffs. People lost their benefits, and I
Yeah.
know numerous people on this platform who had something happen like after they lost all these things. And it it really just puts a lot of things into perspective, that I think security isn't what a lot of people thought it was, both job security
Hmm.
and financially, because everything's going up with
Mm.
inflation and all these type of things.
Okay. Well, then, thank you for that. So I'll be on the lookout for your content. In the meantime, tomorrow is probably going to happen. And that means that Carissa and I are going to hang out on the 344 live. And then Saturday's probably going to happen. I mean, that's a good likelihood of it. And we're going to do that Hotness and Leisure show. So that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So looking forward, to that. So, I'm really glad that you showed up tonight because now I got I got a full house for Saturday. And B, I'm thinking about, thinking about what you're saying. I was actually noodling, and this is a totally different take than you. This was about me trying to provide for my family, in a way that I knew how. And so essentially, it was looking at 50-year-old people, typically, let's say
Mhm.
45 to 60, who were married and single income, and who were dependent on a certain lifestyle, right? Had
Yeah.
established that and wanted that. And if Oh boy, Hunter. Where are you, Hunter? So, in any case, the comments always distract me. So, no, the point was, could I sell and sell it with gusto, with complete
Mhm.
ethical conviction, right? Term life, a 15-year term life policy to, a 50-year-old
Mhm.
single, dual income family, where not dual income, sorry, single income, but two people, where they were both dependent on each other to do this thing. If one of them goes down, that's a big deal at that age. I mean, because that's right where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if my wife goes down, you're not going to find me working the same way I am now. All right.
Yeah.
How am I going to get money?
Mhm.
And likewise, if I go down, how is she going to get money? Right. So she's
Yep.
right. So we're single income family. So the reality is, like, I could go out and I could sell term life, 15-year term life policies. They pay, usually they pay full, like that first year premium to the agent.
Mhm.
And, so if it's a couple $1,000, for that policy, heck, that would add up pretty fast. But then I thought,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I mean, I might be solving a problem, but it's really easy to buy term life
Mhm.
insurance, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to invest in that,
Mhm.
like doing that as a thing. But in any case, it did cross my mind. And just having done it, it's like I would, with with complete conviction and gusto and with all my might could say, look, you still need the money, right? If you don't have the money in your bank account, it's worth it to get it, to buy that term life. And we've seen some people go down, since I started up on this platform back in end of May. I've seen a couple of people die. It's happened, and it's tragic. And whether they have life insurance or not, it's, I don't know, but man, it'd be just a heck of a lot better if they did. I don't see how we can argue to the contrary. It's like, no, I'd really rather be destitute, lose my house, and have to move in with my parents, kind of thing. No, I don't want that. So anyway, interesting that this is kind of where you sit. So I'll make a point of, I don't know, going to your profile and looking at your website and stuff, and kind of wrap my head around it. And all that. But in other news, it looks like we've got a tornado warning in East Texas. That's crazy, Hunter. Thanks for sharing it. And wow. That's insane. I'm in Northwest Washington State, where we actually had a beautiful day today. Believe it or not, nice and sunny and a little cold, but not too bad. Not parka weather or anything like that. So, March out here, I gotta tell you, it is my least favorite month. I don't like it. And there's no, okay, St. Patrick's Day, but that's not really a holiday. And it's like the kids, they don't have any time off from school. There's nothing going on. There's no football. Baseball hasn't really started. There's not this, like, the weather sucks. School year is not even close to being over yet. It's just, and it's it's 31 days, and it's like it never ends. I don't know. Do you like March? Maybe I'm just a downer on this month, but I don't know. What's your take on March?
Man, March is my favorite month of the year.
Nice.
My aunt's birthday, she's my favorite person. Her birthday was yesterday, and my birthday is a week after. So March is my favorite month. Yeah.
Okay, well, right on, man. There you go. So see, you brightening up, and I do. One of my kids has a March birthday, so there you go. That's something to celebrate. I guess I just tend to fixate on the weather, and does daylight savings time just happen, so we get that. So that's been quite nice. A little bit longer.
I've been kind of spoiled with the weather my whole life because I've lived in Hawaii for the past, up until I moved, like 24 years. I turned 26 next week Wednesday, so I've been pretty spoiled with weather my entire life. It's just been tropical most of my life.
Okay, well, you're just, I guess it's decisions, right? Just making the decision to to live tropically, right? Why not, right? Paul Gauguin, he moved to Fiji or something, I think, it's Tahiti. And so all of his stuff, so he went after it. Okay, so where are we? I was telling some stories about live shows. How much have you done? Much live show kind of stuff? You said you've been doing some speaking, but
probably like maybe in the past 5-6 months I've been on probably like 15-20 of them.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
nice. You're a pro. Yeah, you got it nailed down. Yeah.
Thank you.
What do you think? So of all the platforms that you've been a guest on, do you like Restream, or are there others that are standing out? What do you think?
I like Restream. I think it's nice how you have a lot more control over it. Like they can put you backstage, if things need to get fixed or whatever. Whereas like on Zoom, it's kind of just, if you're doing like an interview or whatever, it's kind of a mess, if your thing doesn't get situated. But yeah, I like Restream, and it's pretty good with like noise cancellation, because I know sometimes like things you hear like background noises or static or whatever. But
yeah,
I love it.
Okay, right on. I have had some experiences where Restream has been very demanding of my guests' bandwidth, like that it be pristine and massive. in order to translate either video or audio. And usually it's the audio. And if the audio is not working, it's may as well, it's game over, right? You're dead on arrival.
Yeah.
You can get by with video. It's a little sketch, but if the audio is bad, it's the whole thing stinks. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's cool, man. I didn't know that you were that that active, and I appreciate that. Obviously you just jumped right in here and you're ready to roll. So that's all good. I'm getting ready to put together an ebook, right? Well, like a mini video e-course kind of thing. So not like a boot camp like Chris Hennessy does, and certainly not like a full production thing like Travis Lochner does, right? It's gonna just sort of be intended for people who don't have time to waste, right? But want to get set up, right? They don't have time to burn through 50 episodes, or 50 live sessions to figure it out. And so I'm going to do that, put that together, and that's part of why I'm going to take a little break in April and try to get that ready and bring it to market, right? And just put it out there. And if nobody buys it, then okay, but at least I've got something in market, right? At least I've got an offer, right? Something for sale. Here's Trevor's stake in the ground. We're gonna sell something, right? Gonna make it my own, and so that's what I'm gonna do, because I'll have about, I don't know, 50 episodes or so total that I've produced in just various types of formats. So like this one, this usually goes for, I don't know, an hour, maybe 45 minutes, something like that. Actually, I usually burn out at about 45 minutes. So we're getting close.
Yeah.
I found that, like, that's my limit. It's like, but then, so like, how does that work? Like, so that's like a monologue, right? Or I'll have, maybe one person will show up, or maybe nobody will show up. So how do you deal with that? Like, how do you have something to say that doesn't sound like gibberish? How do you hold a train of thought for a period of time? And then from there, so this other show, this 344 live, is a 16-minute show. Like, so how does that work? What are the upsides? What are the pros and cons? And what goes into thinking through what sort of show will be interesting and appealing, and what does it mean to be like a host? How do you do that, right? And I have pretty strong opinions about about how a host should take the job seriously and like own that role, right? And it's funny, I don't know who's still here. It says we've got 10, but I learned that so loud and clear on the finale of the Hotness show last year. I had this idea that if we set up the transition between all the people, and there were like 30 of us, or maybe even more, like 35 people. It was a Zoom call. And because we had maxed out Restream, but that wasn't going to work. We had 35 people. And I thought, okay, you guys can just handle your own transitions, right? Once somebody's, and then after like 2 people went, I was like, no, that's not going to work. You guys, there was too much like accommodation, right? Well, I don't know. Am I done? Are you done? Done? And I'm like, no, the host has to step in and say, okay, you're done. You're next, right? Go. And has to own that piece. And it's just like, I don't know. I think there's, particularly when there's shows with like 2 hosts, sometimes that gets a little lost.
Yeah.
And I really think that you have to have somebody who's in charge and runs it. And you can have a co-host, but it's like a backup. And so that's a thing. And talk about that in the in this little e-course thing I'm going to sell. So do you have any of your own stuff that you sell yourself? I mean, do you run as like an independent business, or do you work for a firm, or how does that work?
I guess technically, like, I'm under a firm, but I pretty much do my own things. Like, I get to choose who I work with. I don't like have to do a specific thing, and I like it that way, because I think that one of the neat things that I think COVID taught people more than anything is that so many people spent so much they were spent most of their life, trading their time for money, whereas like when people saw that everything could be taken away like next minute. I mean, I think we know that, but COVID really brought it to the forefront when people were getting sick, all these type of things. People realized that it's really about owning your time. And I think that for me, that was something that I didn't know that I wanted my entire corporate career was I was almost kind of the way that I look at it, you were really like a puppet, right? I mean, you did what they
Mhm.
told you to do. You had all these things, and the one of the things that always separated me apart in the finance world was that I met so many people in this industry who treated people like just another number. Whereas for me, it was really just treating people like people. And I remember when I started in banking, I knew like the only two things that I knew about finance was I knew how to read prices at a grocery store and I knew how to spend less money than I had. I didn't
Mhm.
know anything else, but I always treated people like people. And within my first probably 3 or 4 months in the banking world, I had a couple promotions and um, I spent 3 of my 4 years being one of the top salesperson. I won numerous awards and all these things, and really just helped people transform their life and save thousands and thousands of dollars a month, and really shift um, the mindset. I think
Mhm.
the most important thing that I learned from training with elite mentors in business and finance last year is that when a lot of people look at things, I think you look at it as, oh, if somebody has like all this money, right, you think that they're happy or that life's this jolly old thing. And one of my mentors was talking to me and she's like, I want to tell you something. Life is all about problems. And it doesn't matter what level you're at, whether you're at the top or the bottom, you're always going to have problems. But it's about changing the quality of your problems, which in turn will change the quality of your life. And I mean, just looking at my situation, for example, I remember when I was 17 years old, and the problem that I had was figuring out how in the heck am I going to support my family financially.
Mhm.
And now it's like doing so many things and meeting so many people that's like you have to say no. It's crazy how quickly everything can shift. And one of the reasons why I came up here is because uh, my mentor that I train with, she's I'd say she's the greatest speaker in the world, and one of the things that
Mhm.
she told me was she said, "You always go first." She said, "When they ask, you raise your hand and you go first because it's all about opportunity, right?" And
Mhm.
I think for a lot of people, we spend so much time, like, preparing, right? It's, "Oh, you're getting ready to get ready to get ready," and
Yeah.
then it's like opportunities pass you by, so it's really
Mhm.
all about just taking your shot, and that's what I did.
Right on. Well, I'm glad that you showed up tonight. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for accepting my invitation to
Yeah.
come and hang out. So I am going to wind this thing down because I know it's really late for you, and pretty much everybody who showed up tonight with us
Yeah.
is East Coast. Natalie Rasmussen popped in for a second. I don't know if she's still here, but um, you know, I just I don't know. Sometimes I get a little like you said, opportunities pass you by. Sometimes you just got to take action. Sometimes I just get I get a little twinge or something, little twitch in my side that says,
Yeah.
some like maybe somebody wants to hang out. I don't know. So I just kind of push the button and see what happens. And here you are.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Natalie, thanks for coming out tonight. You're showing up as LinkedIn user, but I got you. I know who you are. You're here. You're with us.
Yes, Natalie. Don't
It's
throw
all
away your shot.
it's all good. So with that, Paul, are you clear on your assignment now? So I need you to DM me your four picks for Saturday and by tomorrow.
Sure.
So do that, and then I'll add you to the bigger DM chat room that is running right now. And if anybody is listening still who's on the show or is going to be part of it, I need those in my hands ASAP so that I can get it all sorted and we'll be ready to roll Saturday morning. All right. So with that,
Awesome.
Paul, thanks again for coming out. I'm going to turn this thing off and
Yeah.
we're going to call it a night. All right,
Yeah.
people.
Great talking with you, Trevor. Have
Stay
a great
safe.
night.
All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.